Take a long deep breath of our good vibes, yeah. We bring nothing short of a good time, so let's ride. We got people to satisfy. Oh. But the voices in the shadows, they echo.
morning. Good morning. Facebook and YouTube. Getting going here live on Instagram. It says we're checking connection. Is it working? It says we're live. Oh, yeah, we're telling your followers. Okay, it's working. I'm going live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. 10 a.m., guys. I made it on time. I think I may have a... Oh, the Mama Nuts is joining. Hello, good morning, my dear. Grow and go. Good morning. Connoisseur. Good morning, cousins. Tisha Elon. Good morning, my friends. Everybody is tuning in. All right, getting up to speed here. Doing a little behind the scenes, guys, on Facebook and YouTube. Trying to get it up to speed. I had to update the software late last night, and I had no time to check. I have to... Let's go. Oh, it's working, guys. You guys are now on Facebook and YouTube on the overlay in the bottom left corner, guys. You can see for yourself if you go to YouTube or Facebook. Okay, this is going to be the warm-up to it, guys. Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of behind the scenes, and I'm going to do a little smoky smoke. That's right. Oh, good morning, everybody. I see you tuning in. Yes, best buds. IDKIYKT. I don't know what that means. I think it means I don't know something. Anyhow, good morning, guys. Best buds. Blue 3. And who's cousin? Alika 12 is back. Thank you, cousin. You were in my reel. Catch that. I made mention of it. Yes, the Mira Samuel. Saludos de seres Salante Valencia. I'm no good with Spanish, my friend. I believe you will have to translate for me. But I get your well wishes anyways. I can feel them. That's right. New good fungi. Interesting, cousin. Good morning. You smoky, Mama Nugs. Let me get the puff cone. It's down here at my feet. Is the music too loud? It's my friend's band, Rocksteady Music on the gram, guys. From Cincinnati, Ohio. That's right, guys. You're on. Tickle their nose. I need to trim nose hairs. Forgot to do that in barbershop. Anyhow, whoa, looky. What do I have here? None other than Puffco Proxy, guys. That's right. Load it up with some GGG. Awesome, guys. The Gage Dream Group from the legendary himself. Let me go back to music sending, and I'll do my intro. Puffco. The Mom, 17 is back. It's Miley's Angels. My friend's band, little outro. Yes, Rockstead Music, guys, on Instagram. If you do not know, you should, and now you do. Okay? Go check them out. Tell them your cousin Nikolai sent you, okay? They're on tour, hitting it around. The states, the Midwest here, they think they're down in Florida. Or maybe they're back. I can't keep up. He's so busy. The Rockstead band. Excuse me. Let me clear throat. Turn down music or sound real quick. Yeah, okay, better. Okay, let's read your comments, guys. Okay, the first 20 minutes, let me go to my production wheel. Where is that? I think I had things worked out. Stand by. Yes, my little production clock wheel I look at over here, guys. I can show you on Instagram real quick. I look at that. It's my pie chart. Tells me where I'm at. So this is we did a little intro behind the scenes for the first 10 minutes. That's what you're getting right now. And then we will go into the, what are we going to give that? We're going to allot that 20 minutes. And it's going to be, I'm going to title this little section of the show, Puff of the Morning or Cup of the Morning, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'm just sipping on some water this morning, guys. No caffeine here, guys. Just pure adrenaline and enthusiasm. It's true. Anyhow, still cloudy from Hetty in the clouds. Were you there, chronic connoisseur? I could not make it this year. I'm quite busy here. The drive time is much for your cousin Nikolai, and I would have to spend a couple days there to make it worthwhile. And I have no time at the moment, right? I'm trying to do so much here right now, behind scenes with the plants and the live stream. So I must, as they say, stay in lane. All right, thank you. I hope you had most excellent time. How was turnout? Right, Dress Great 87. Good morning. Hello, cousin. New Minglewood fungi, freshly baked. Good for you. A leaf cycle has joined. I believe we had the Smiley's Angels. Did I say shout out? Good morning, cousin. Thank you for tuning in and supporting your cousin Nikolai. The Green Thumbelina DC has joined. Leaf Cycle LLC. Good morning, cousin. Yes, the Burn Culture. Good morning. That's right. I'm getting up. Oh, you guys were leaving the comments, catching up. Mate or Miran Samuel. Hello, cousin. Zimmy 9669. There's 10 of us on right now. Thank you for your time, guys. Burn Culture. That hat is sick. Thank you, cousin. It's from Hydropros, where I'm learning to grow like a pro. It's true. Yeah. And it looks like NASCAR hat, right? And yeah, on the grow again, guys. Bud La Rasta. The Mama Nogs. You're not going to the Organic Cup if I'm not. I will probably. Where's the next Organic Cup going to be? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I have to limit myself this season, guys. I went way over budget last year, anyhow, I have to be very cognizant of the budgets, but I have some things planned, but I'm trying to venture out a little bit. So I have some select shows coming up. I will be letting you guys know about that. I will be making an appearance or a debut. Yeah, just coming out to the world a little bit more, guys. Right? I'm going to hit it up a little bit, as they say. So yeah, I have some big things in the works. I'm lining up next season's gurus for the growing, and if I continue things on, that is, this growing thing, guys, it's as you know, it's no joke. You have to be on top of it. It's quite a responsibility, and anyhow, I want to enjoy it. So yeah, this live stream is going to be a little bit more of my focus, whatever that word is. And yeah, anyhow, so we'll go. Excuse me. Is it loud enough? Am I talking loud enough? I'll have to. I believe I had the levels down too low. We'll bring it up a bit. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, it sounds good in my ears. Yeah, so let me read comments. As I said, I look on the clock wheel here, time clock wheel. And yeah, this is we're now into, we're at 10:08. We're still doing a little bit behind scenes, but we can call this the cup of the morning or puff of the morning, whatever you're choosing. Leaf cycle, I got a little mushroom. I'm scared. I'm aversion. Oh, well, be careful. Take a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. And yeah, enjoy. It should be nice. 0.25. Yes, 0.25. That's right. I suggest a golden teacher? I don't know. Let's try it out. Anyhow, yeah, so, yes, you guys, I like it when you guys talk amongst yourselves, as they say. Yeah, so, yeah, let me get my Puffco out and start my little bit of puff of the morning. Right? Okay, this thing is great, guys. This dabbing thing was quite the chore before with the torch and heating things up and cleaning it and blah blah blah. It deterred your cousin Nikolai. Oh, anyhow, I forget about Facebook and YouTube. Silly cousin Nikolai. Let me go back. Okay, got to start it off official. Yeah, that's right. And then we'll get into it. Oh, it's right here. Yes, the clapper board. That's right. Okay, I forgot, guys. I was interacting with Instagram so much, I forgot about the followers that, let me go and see if there's anybody even chiming in the comments here. Is it? Oh, yes, of course. The K Blue 30. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in on the YouTube, cousin. Appreciate you. I see you now. Sorry about that. I get so involved with the Instagram because I'm so used to the phone in the hand, guys. I forget about all the other, the other feeds going out and the other cameras. That's right. Okay. Thank you. Wait, is that third? You for tuning in, cousin. The Aaron Aliko on the YouTube. Thank you, cousin. Appreciate you. I just see you pop on too. All right, that's excellent, cousin. Thank you for playing along. All right, let's get it official. How's it look on the YouTube and Facebook, guys? That's right, you're right. Okay, here we go, guys. This is May 28th, 2023. This is the Cannabis Evangelist Network. I'm your host, Cousin Nikolai, and I believe... I keep forgetting to remember what episode this is. It's like 16, I believe. Does not matter. It's going to be, I call it the Earthstayer episode. Anyhow, here we go. Action. All right, it's official. All right, here we go. All right, so back to puffing, guys. So what are you smoking on this morning? Let's see. What's going on there? What am I catching up on? Okay, I think I'm all caught up. Okay, there's 8 of us. That's great. Oh yeah, a little bit of announcements coming up, and what is this? Yes, I have some special gifts that were sent to me. That's right. What is that? Okay, so yeah, here the Puffco guys. So I'm going to get it going. And I'm going to, I forgot to clean it out. I'm going to go ahead and put on top. Oh, the Toledo Indoor Garden is joined. Thank you, cousins. Thank you for tuning in to my live stream. Yes, guys, Toledo Indoor Gardens in the house. That's where the clone coach was just doing one of his most excellent workshops. That's right. I have nice conversation with the clone coach, and because you guys are here, I'll let you in on a little secret, right? He gave me a little pseudo-apprenticeship here, affiliate thing. He let me hook up with his SOPs for affiliate ship, and now they're available in the Koji link in bios above and on website shortly today, guys. That's right. You can get 10% discount off the clone coach's SOPs for being master cloner. So yeah, I will be getting up to speed on the cloning because I did not have such successful rates on the first time trying because I was using a seedling mat without a temperature control and I heated things up too much, guys. Go figure. But anyhow, learning fast here. That's right. Let me get my Kershaw 1660 carbide blade pocket knife, link in bio above, and dab out some of these dabbing most excellent rosin here from the genetic designer himself, guys, the Gage Green Group. Oh, I did not keep in refrigerator like I was told that I'm supposed to be doing, so of course I lessened the terpene profile, but nonetheless, be careful, I do not snort like a little bump. Just kidding. What kind of strain is this? Never mind, I won't say. No jokes today. I have to remember how I used to be back in old country when I would drink vodka. I have to be careful. Think before you speak, Nikolai. All right, so yeah, I put a little dab right in there. I close the little cap, guys. I give it a little click. I turn it on. I believe I just push and hold down. Yep, it vibrates. Come on, guys. Right? And then I do the double tap. That's right. It lights up, and the color tells you what temperature is. Leaf Cycle knows. He's got them all color code. He knows. I believe. Oh, I hope that wasn't Duke's hair that just fell into my water cup. Nonetheless. All right. Excuse me. How gross. Yes. Okay. So yeah, back. So here it is. It's lighting up, guys, as you can see. Let me get I did not turn on camera 2 this morning. Turn on camera 2 for you on the right there, camera 2, right there on Facebook and YouTube. You can see the proxy right here, close up's heating up and it vibrated, guys. Here I go. Oh, I take too big already. Here we go with the coughing fit. Oh, it's so good. I take it so big. I'm a little. Oh, here we go. No, I don't want to start the coughing. Yes. Yes, a little bit wounded from last night. I take a residual bong hit last night, and it had a little bit of the leftover smoke in it, and you know how it gets stale from sitting in the chamber. Ugh, and it was so sharp, it made me cough so much I spit up. It's true. Anyhow, sorry. Share all that with you. Anyhow, and we'll put that away for a little bit later. That's good enough. I have to keep my wits. Excuse me. I have to keep my wits about me, guys. That's right. All right, here we go. I've got the tickle now, guys. Okay, go back to camera 1 for Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so if this is first time tuning in here on YouTube and Facebook or Instagram, hi, I'm Cousin Nikolai, your cannabis cousin. That's right. This is my live stream show for the Pseudo-Apprenticeships that I have with the gurus of growing, which they appear here and there, and there's 3 of them. And it's, the good guy Gordy Johncock from Cutting Edge Solutions and Growers Tested Formulas. He's brand ambassador and sales rep, and he has been friends with your cousin Nikolai since I discovered him at the Hydro Pros. And I overhear him talking, and he is most knowledgeable, and so I befriended him, and now he's like giving me a pseudo apprenticeship for 2 seasons now by helping me get up to speed about growing, guys, especially with going from like growing in a super soil or whatever, right, to which is water only, and then in the cocoa with nutrients. So then, and I paired up with the legendary Michael Fang of the Gage Green Group, genetic designer, guys, and we're friends now too. And he gave me most excellent pseudo apprenticeship and affiliateship with his Seed Bank International and genetic designer seeds, all available in the links above. And and then I because of Instagram and the community here, guys, I befriend the Shark Mouse Farms and the Flower Fox. Yeah, his mate there, up there in Toronto, Canada. And we are friends now here on the gram, and he is one of the gurus that comes on and gives his time to just give some tips and tricks and talk about the different stages of growing that I'm at here in my little seed to harvest here with my pseudo sponsorships. That's right. And anyhow, so that's what I'm doing if this is first time tuning in. And so I turned this live stream show into a game show giveaway where you can win some seeds at the end, guys, of the latest, greatest breeders coming on scene that I bring into the Seed Bank International. That's right. Oh, shit. Excuse the language. Shark Mouse is here, guys. Let me accept him. Stand by. He's just speak of the angel himself, Shark Mouse. Right. Wait for it. Any moment now, he is going to appear. Wait, here he comes, guys. Oh, looky. Cousin, how are you doing?
Mosquito haven out here. Holy.
Oh, I bet. Out there in the foliage, no doubt. It's getting humid there.
It's actually gorgeous out today. I won't complain about any aspect of the weather whatsoever. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's beautiful out. It's just, we'll leave it right there.
That's wonderful. I'm glad to see you're back safe after your motorcycle adventure. You're back on the bike again, I see, right? Getting out of the house.
Sure.
Right?
That is the least expensive form of therapy I can manage currently. So
just don't make it the most expensive, if you know what I mean. Careful.
I know exactly what you mean, my friend.
Careful.
I know precisely what you mean.
You know, I will not be your daddy. Anyhow,
so... How have you been this week? What have you been up to?
Well, I have issues. I've been good. I'm trying to get the new grow room up. I have the light, and I did a little unboxing. As you know, this creating content kind of stalls everything you're doing. Like as you're doing like for me, doing the different processes of growing, and then I, want to do something. Then I'm like, oh, I better film it. So everything just takes super long, right?
So those things that should take 5 minutes, and because, don't think of content, be the content, all that nonsense. All those things, like, okay, I'll whip this together real quick and it'll be done and it'll be part of my process. No, now I've got to get the camera, I've got to get the tripod, I've got to set up mics, I've got to turn off fans so you can hear what's going on, got to make sure that I'm wearing the appropriately sponsored gear now. And like that's an extra hour to the 5-minute thing I was just about to do. Absolutely.
Yes. The other night I do part of my reel and I realized I don't even have the right shirt on. Right, because I was doing multiple content at that, and I I
was just talking to somebody the other day that I was in the middle of doing one of those. So when I do those speaking reels where I just stand and I talk to the camera for 30 seconds, it doesn't take me 30 seconds to spit it out. Like I'm sitting there freezing mid-line to remember what the next line is, and then I got to edit that part out and cut them all together, and it's a good process just to make a 30-second clip, right? So when you go back and you go to edit and you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't be wearing that hat because it's dejecting at times for sure.
Yeah, that's why it's always good to have a second pair of eyes that are actually vested into what you're doing because they're looking for that sort of stuff, the issues. It's good to have, no doubt. But yeah, so where I'm at with the plants, cousin, is I now do realize I was chasing tail there for a little bit with the EC again with the buildup because my VPD is off in the room. It's not only is the ambient temperature up 85.7, I read leaf temperature with the laser gun, no good, cousin. So it's not moving the nutrients around. Right, yeah, way too high. And so I put the fans on, but when you talked about it early on in the grow, the issues about growing in basement. Basement is pretty good in the winter, but come summer with the change, and then here in southeastern Michigan, it's very nice one day, and then the next day it's cold. So the whole basement changes and fluctuates, right? It's a VPD, so I have no AC. Go ahead.
I have a slight trick for you. For those that don't have central air conditioning or mini splits, my friend E-Town Budman from Uber Nutrients, and I don't know if you know him, Andrew, he's a great guy, very technically savvy, always has a solution to a problem. He told me that you simply need, you're not going to be able to drop the temperature 20 degrees like you would with a central air system. But get that air moving, right? Take one of your exhaust fans. If you can get, you're sponsored by AC Infinity. If you can get them to send you a 10-inch inline, and you just mount that somewhere centrally in your basement, just to get that air to move around the basement, you will see a significant reduction in temperature and some of that residual heat that's kicking around due to the lights, right? So a lot of that heat, because you're in the basement, the heat just sort of gets trapped in that ceiling right there, and there's no cooler air to bring it around. So if you move that hot air around, A, you're going to filter it towards the upstairs of your house, which is nice because you're giving it a place to escape. And B, you're bringing the cold air up from the floor and mixing that in with the hot air that's now sitting up here at the top, reducing that overall average temperature. And it's a massive, massive help.
So excellent tip. Thank you, cousin, because just what I did was I have a fold-out basement window, right, little small one in the block, and we take the window pane out, leave the frame, cut some wood, drilled three 6-inch. I drew 6-inch holes because of the window size, and I will have my exhausting going out there from the room, from the pseudo room, from the new room, and then an AC vent because I will not be able to do a mini split because of the cost, and I will have to.
So
go ahead.
Even with venting that heat out. Because of the cyclical nature of your grow space itself, right? It's not going to move as much heat out as you'd like it to move. And still, I suggest you do that because you're still pulling some of it out. But at the same time, try and work on getting some more central airflow through the actual basement as opposed to the grow space itself. And you might see and you will see, a pretty effective dip in that ambient room temperature that you're seeing now. So you may go from, 85 down to 79 simply by moving the air around.
Yes, I understand that now, because the room that I'm building out, I've been keeping closed and then opening to see where it would just stay by itself. And because I don't have the AC issue, I believe I'll have to keep all my areas open and close off with my Panda film like I do, which still leaves.
Right.
So it's allowing the main studio here, right, is the main room of the basement. So I have some airflow going down that channel of the hallway, just, from the nature of things. But since I did open up that room that was cooler, it did drop the overall ambient temperature a few degrees, like you're mentioning. But I still will have to get an AC, so I will be getting one of them. I know it's not good for the electric bill, but I will have to get one of those rolling units and just do the best I can with what I'm doing here. So where I'm at with the plants is that they suffered, right? I've had a little bit of the nutrient, looking at like I had nutrient burn. So then I back off, because I'm newbie, I back off the mixing and lower it down to a 1.5 EC, 1.4 at one point. And so now then they started to suffer nutrient loss. And I took a picture.
Arroya covered this really well in their last video. And I've been speaking about this particular issue for a while. And that, like, if you go back to a few of my videos, you'll see a lot of them discussing nutrient burn themselves, and the amount of people that think they've burnt their plants versus the amount of people who have underfed their plants to cause manifestations of symptoms that look like nutrient burn are nearly 100 to 1. Everyone says your tips are burnt, or you're overfed, or you're pushing too hard on the EC, and it's almost never the cause of too much nutrient input. Again, this almost always comes down to being a pH issue in its own inside the root zone, not necessarily on your inputs. But what's happening is you get salt buildups, right? That also impacts your nutrients, and the more salts, the more acidic that becomes. And eventually, right, you have such a salt buildup that you're down to 5.3 EC at the root zone. No matter what you put in, even if your elements are completely on point as far as the ratios are concerned, none of them are bioavailable for uptake. So now your plants start getting necrotic at the tips, right? Because they've got no nutrients moving through them, because the extreme osmotic pressure that's being placed on them from the salts outside versus the sugars inside. So they're not getting any nutrients at all, which obviously the plant starts to cannibalize itself to maintain its life cycle, which again will manifest itself in burnt tip, or dead necrotic tips that look like nutrient burn. All of that gets traced back to the fact that salt buildup creates more acidic conditions in your root zone, which creates less bioavailability of those nutrients that are already in. So it's not that too many nutrients went in. It was that your substrate either dried too far back, or it never got enough runoff, or whatever the case is, caused that buildup in the root zone, creating a pH issue, not allowing them to take up nutrients, thereby being a deficiency, not an overfeeding problem. So even if you're seeing your runoff come out crazy high, leading you to think, whoa, I fed it too much, it's just that your plants aren't taking it up anymore, leading to a further buildup, compounding that issue. So I can understand why people, inherently think that it's a burn issue, right? They've got burnt tips, their runoff is coming out extremely high. That'll lead you to claw back on your nutrient inputs, thinking that that's the issue, or trying to flush out your runoff. Yesterday I discussed that when you bring down that root zone EC, all of a sudden, the osmotic pressure changes from root to substrate, and now your plants are used to working X amount of hard to get that much nutrients up. Now it doesn't have to work that hard anymore. That creates a hormonal shift in the plant, which creates a different set of circumstances. It's all very, very connected into a system of behaviors, right? You affect one thing and you affect this entire chain of events all the way down. So that's my long-winded explanation for why it's not newt burn.
Well, it makes sense. And so relating back to the autopots, the wicking pseudo hydro, what you're running the louder powder, right? In that autopot in a reservoir,
Right.
And you're
Correct.
aerating it, and you're running at 1.8, and you're not seeing any issues because your VPD is probably on point. So every day I go into my reservoir and I check the pH, and I have to put 15 milliliters of down every day to get it back to the 5.8 range, 5.7, 5.8, and then it always walks back up. Just started using the Earthstay Organics, and that holds steady. The pH, the guy was like, let the pH live where it is with the organics. It will, I've been pHing down anyways to stay at 5.8.
So certain elements are much more susceptible to pH drift than others. What most impacts that sort of walking upwards generally tends to be temperature and oxygenation. You have a oxygen stone in your res, correct?
I do, but the temperature again is too warm, probably. Again, like we talked.
So this is what's happening is when you set your pH, and it's probably at the specific temperature you're going for, your 19 degrees when you make your water, and then you'll pH your reservoir to your 5.8. As that temperature climbs, the oxygen availability decreases, which will increase your pH as those oxygen molecules or hydrogen molecules become less available, in the water itself. So the higher the temperature climbs, the higher the pH will start to climb as well, and that oxygen stone as well is bringing in warm room temperature air, creating a warming effect inside the reservoir, which is why you're going to see, no matter what you do every single day, with certain elements, especially inorganic ones, going from 5.8 to 6.4 in a matter of 24 hours.
So that's that. So I've got a whole host of issues going on and chasing tail there. So I took a picture of the leaves and sent it to Gordy at 8:30 at night when the lights came on and I could do the pictures. And he says, "Show me the stems." He saw the stalks. He says, "Yeah, you would think it." He said that, "Look, you would think it's like nutrient burn. No, but you're lacking nutrients. It's eating itself." Because I started to get these spots on the leaves. It was definitely not burn. It was that. So I went back to full strength. So I'm back to 1.9 with it. And I'm trying to lower the temperatures, but it will be what it is. But today is day 45, and I bring in the next topic of discussion because I know you mentioned early on in this Pseudo Grow ship that you only do one defoliation around the day 21 or so. You don't do the second around day 45, which today is day 45, and I will be taking my leaves because they look so poor now.
So this is actually an evolution for me. Like there was a time when, I would full as much as possible, thinking, expose every site to, and as you learn more, or as I learned more about, how photosynthesis works and the controlled studies that were done with our plant specifically, more leaf surface area equals more photosynthesis equals more flower production. There's a fine balance between managing airflow and microclimates within that canopy to ensure that all of the plants are experiencing the same environment, which takes, some canopy management in the form of pruning and de-leafing and de-stemming. That being said, every single time you take a leaf off the plant, there is an auxin response in that plant that we are trying to negate. Auxin is an important part of the development, but having it in perfect ratio with some of the other developmental hormones that are happening in the plant, the germinins, the flowering time locust genes, florigen. There's a whole host of chemical hormone reactions happening at flower stage that direct the plant how to use that energy. And every time we take a leaf off, we're creating a spike in auxin, which is responsible for leaf production, stem growth, stem elongation, and a host of other vegetative cues that we're trying to suppress. Right. So if in in week 5, when we're trying to really push secondary metabolite production, and we take a leaf off, we're spiking that auxin production, which inherently is removing resources ability for other flowering hormones to produce, right? So we're robbing Peter to pay from Paul from a hormonal perspective just to take a leaf off, which is what we're trying to avoid. Sometimes it's impossible to avoid it. Like I said, in week 5 or 6 or whatever, it gets pretty bushy in there. It can get, humidity issues, microclimate issues, stagnant air, airflow, light penetration. So a lot of these things that we have to take into consideration, but we want to have the lowest amount of interference as far as vegetative cues like pruning during that time as possible. So if I have to take off 10 leaves, I'm taking off 9 leaves, if that makes sense.
I see. Take off as minimal as possible, and right. So I read, many growers out there have their techniques, but yeah, that take the ones that are blocking and things like that. Looks like somebody wants to join. Let me see who it is real quick. We have somebody, the visual path. I appreciate you trying to join, cousin, but these time frame allotted for the gurus of growing here and the topic of discussion on hand. So please, but we'll have to answer some questions here, cousin. And let me... Yeah, so that's right. Glad you came back. Just the Great 87 was here, and you right after you left last week, he had a question regarding hydro, and no one in the comments could answer it, and we definitely were hoping to lean upon the professor, yourself there, Shark. And this one goes out to you. It's a question he asked about hydro last week. How do you go from hydro to soil? What is that like? So he wants to go from hydro, and how do you handle the roots going to like a soil medium, and how would we approach that? What do we need to be concerned about?
Now are we referring to transplanting a hydroponic cutting to a soil medium to finish out its grow, or I'm used to growing in hydro, now I want to start growing in soil?
I believe
I
believe it was a transplanting. Let me see if he pops right back in with his comments here. Anybody jump in there, right? Then clarify for us, cousin, because you have his attention right now. It's just the Great 87. Is there an alternative to CalMag as well? But yeah, the original question from last week, I wrote it down, but it will take a minute to find. But it was the transplanting. Yes, it is the transplanting. We have confirmation. Go ahead.
Right. So in that circumstance, I would want to do, what I would personally do is go from the hydroponic medium into, especially if it's a young cutting, like with just, like a small amount of root balls that I can fit in a solo cup, I would do a 50-50 mix of cocoa soil. And that would allow me to buffer the 2 different pH environments required, to slowly mitigate from, a lower, more acidic solution of 5.5 to 5.8 to where I could slowly walk it up to that 6.0 range. And then from there, once it's happy, healthy, rooted into that medium, we can go straight from the 50-50 into our soil.
I see. Very good. Thank you very much. So going back to the auto pots, seems to me like they really sell themselves in with the like with the Detroit nutrient companies, Great Lakes Water Only, Living Soil, whatever, like water only. And I'm wondering, for newbie growers, I will be doing this. I'm getting ready to use their double XL pots in the new room, and I'm going to be using a super soil, right? And doing water only. We lost the Shark. It's okay. I believe he will be back. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Went straight to soil, and man, didn't stick and it did it shock the hell out of it. Okay, yeah, pH issues, cousin. That's right. Let me see. Yeah, sorry, cousin. Yeah, anyhow, so at least you got your question answered like we had hoped for. That was good. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to be doing some living soil or whatever. It's not a true living soil. It's like a super soil premix, right? Water only. And I will be doing a combination of the Great Lakes Water Only and some other organic super soil that I'm going to get to add to it, so I have enough to use for my giant 13-gallon custom air bottom bags that were made just for these autopots. That's right. Anyhow, so interesting. Coconut water at 10 mil a gallon for a balanced CalMag supplement. I like that. Bertini Adventures. Thank you. That is an excellent tip there, guys. I had never heard of that one. I have not read about that. And I love the coconut water, cousin. It's so good for you. In fact, there's a can upstairs. Now I want it. I wish somebody could go upstairs and get it for me from the refrigerator. Pour me a glass of the cold-pressed coconut water. 10 milliliters per gallon for a balanced CalMag supplement, guys. Excellent, Bertini. Thank you very much. All right. The Bud Daddy, everybody is here, guys. Thank you. There's 29, 30 of you guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. I hope the shark will be back. I was getting into some good conversation. To grow and to go, I'm currently running water only in autopots. Oh, good. Autopots 2, 6.6 gallon and 2 13 gallons. Plants seem to be thriving. My first run in soil and my second grow ever. That's great, cousin. Yes, the autopots make it easy peasy. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that's the first way I did it. And yeah, I have much success as well. And then I've been recently trying the cocoa with nutrients, guys. And I'm running into some issues, as you heard. And I believe it's mostly because of the VPD, but I wanted to ask him about the pH. I believe I'm running into pH issues, and who knows where the problem is. It's in the root zone. How am I going to check all this, guys? So that's why I'm thinking it must be maybe be better just to go back to the one and done, like super soil, whatever, and just water only, right? You can use a lot of things for pH up and down. Yeah, I know about the baking soda too, right? You can use some baking soda as well. That's excellent, right? You don't have to buy Sappos. Worldwide has joined. Good morning, cousin. Thank you. How was the judging? We have the legendary Sappo Worldwide, right, guys? That's right, from Vehicle City Social, guys. Do you know? If you don't, you should, and now you do. How was he was live judging yesterday, guys, at the Hetty in the Clouds out there at Big Cloud Farms, guys, Jones, Michigan. If you do not know, you do now, and you should. That's right. Rerun cocoa in autopots as well. 3.5 years, and you're running nutrients. And so, what do you basically? This is 420 Cannabis couple. I have a question for you. Let's get together. I have some questions for you. But right now, I'll ask you, what are you running your ECs at, and what nutrient line to keep it stable? I was thinking we needed to run lower than full strength because it's pseudo hydro, right? So we've been running at a 1.8 and a pH of 5.8 is where I've been trying to keep things. But nonetheless, I have VPD issues and it's not moving the nutrients around, guys. Let me see here. Anyhow. So, the Dennis. Oh, Dennis, 191, 180. I wish I could translate for me, cousin. And roll up. That's right. And how far behind in the comments am I? I'm at the bottom. Mama Nugs and Big D Mycology. Hi, Big D. Hello, guys. Thank you. All right. Okay, so I'm caught up. There's 23 of us online. Thank you for hanging out. Shark must have lost connection or battery, or perhaps he just had to go because he has the children. It is Sunday, guys. Family first. But, well, anyways, he answered your question. And that was good. All right. Willie looks good. Headed to Big Cloud in a while. Oh, the Willie on YouTube. I'm looking at the comments on YouTube now, guys. Yeah, let me get over there. The Willie looks good. Headed to Big... God, that beard is getting... I can hear it now. In a while. But figured I'd stop by and watch a bit. Thank you, Willie, cousin. Aaron, I just started guiding light from... Genetic Designer, lovely cousin. Keep us posted. I will hit me up on Aaron. I can't keep track of all the names on Instagram. Make sure you're poking me at Instagram, so I'm taking a look at this guiding light from a Genetic Designer. I'm about ready to pop some more seeds, guys. That's right. I won't talk about it anymore. Anyhow. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in to Smiley's Garden. You're actually loose oxen production, though. You actually lose auxin production, yeah? Thank you for tuning in. That causes an auxin buildup in the lower leaves. I'm interested in how the Great Lakes soil performs. It's good stuff, guys. I like the, yes, guys, Coast of Maine is excellent too. So I have a little tip and trick I learned from one of our cannabis cousins that I will be bringing to you guys all when he comes on. I can't give it away now because it was really his recipe, but he has the most excellent combination recipe, and he is the most excellent tent grower in the giant pots and super soils, guys. And you should, if you do not know, you should check him out. I Dream of Cannabis, and then he has an excellent hunters page. I Dream of yeah, that's it. Tines, right? And like horned antlers things. Gosh, I screwed that up. Okay, thank you guys, Aaron and Smiley, for joining on the YouTube. I appreciate it. It's great. It's good for the whatever algorithms. And we are at what time are we at? We're at 10:46. Oh boy. So we're just we've got a long ways to go in the show, guys. Another hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, anyhow, so yeah, yesterday I have a nice long conversation. Let's see, any more comments before I get into it? 420 Cannabis couple, which seeds? Athena sent them to sample. We use green leaf mega crop normally. Okay, I will look into that. What EC are you running at in your reservoir for the autopots? Since it's like pseudo hydro, I'm curious, guys. Do you run full strength? Do you lessen a bit for potential EC buildup? I would love to try some true, excuse me, the Timir Vladimirovich. How you doing, cousin? How are you doing? I'm not, I would love to try some, I would love to try some true, like, professionally grown Russian assassin weed. Do you know about those guys out there on the coast of West, the Russian assassin boys? You should check them out. I believe they have a strain called Chernobyl. It's right. I'd like to get with them. Hello, Basement Grow Shows. Good morning, cousin. How are you doing? I see you just in the comments tune in. Appreciate your popping on here soon, tuning in. The Weedner DWC loves 2-part. 420 I don't measure, but we run full strength. Copy that, cousin. Full strength. I run the 1250 in veg and in bloom. Okay, 1250 ppm. Okay, all right. Thank you. No, it's okay. You do whatever works. It's a lifestyle, cousin. It's whatever works. You could be as whatever. So many different ways to skin a. Why did they say that? So many different ways to cook in the kitchen, as Grandmama would say. That's right. Anyhow, right. So as long as you're getting good results and you're happy, that's what counts. That's right. Right. Easy. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, what was I going to talk about? Yeah, we were talking about defoliation of day 45, and I pull up this article just because, I'm recording this, guys, and this will save and live on YouTube and Facebook or whatever. I keep it for as long as I keep it up. So I tried to give useful information. I know a lot of you that are probably tuning in live right now, the 17 of you, down from 20 now down to 17. People are dropping off, must try to keep interesting. It's me, Sam, has asked a question here, guys. When do you personally choose to start first? Well, I've been told that just as soon as you can, just above the fourth node, the fifth node, right? Take the fifth node, and just when you can see it, it's the split between, I was listening to the clone coach, guys, and just as you can separate the two from, that you can actually differentiate the little starter, I forget the proper terminology, but yeah, the little nub of it. And you can pinch that right off. That's good, yeah. And so you can top then your first time, and then they wait to get like 4 more nodes. That 5th node you take again, so you've got like 4, and then it goes to 8, and then you can keep doing that. But I just do 5th internode is a decent rule of thumb. Is Smiley Angels, who is most excellent grower. Smiley, I'm still holding on to the peanut butter jelly breath roll that you gave me at the hash bash. It's in the container. I don't know if you heard last week, but I'm saving it to see how long it will stay good, because every time I open it, it still smells as good as it did when you gave it to me. And I'm waiting to run into the T-Dog again and to share it with him. Like, it's become like a little custom of ours to smoke one of yours. When we get so excited like schoolboys and want to run behind the building and, do a little puff pass. Anyhow, yeah, sorry, off topic. So yeah, going back to day 45 of flower, day 45 in veg of defoliation. So yeah, a good standard rule is from what I'm reading, I'm not making this up, I'm just learning, but many people say a good SOP, standard operating procedure, is day 21 of flower, your first defoliation. And, take up the nodes that, will be underneath the canopy and really not doing anything, strip them out. You could do day 45. But I wanted to have this conversation, and I'm bummed that the shark isn't here with us, or one of the gurus. Where are these events you're talking about? So cousin, check out... they're here in Michigan, because southwest side of the state, cousin. Check out Big Cloud Presents on the gram. You could go to your cousin Nikolai's followers above, or who I'm following. You probably find Big Cloud there, and you could also find Hetty in the Clouds is what's going on this weekend, and that's on Instagram as well. And, so that's the events. And then, Zeus16, Lee's comment, says, after I top from the 5th node, I need to clean some from the lower branches or leave all the nodes? Well, I'm not like expert, but so what I do, because the plant's so small, right? And that first 5th node I take, I just top, and I just keep vegging. Keep growing. I don't worry about that. I mean, you could strip those little straggle, ones at the very bottom that always get taken away anyways, right? They never make it up halfway the plant, because I believe the rule is take the branches that have not made it up at least halfway up the plant. If they're below halfway, you might as well just get rid of them. They're just never going to make it to the full potential of the canopy, right? Anyhow, so... Right, so yeah, after the 5th node, do I need to clean some? No, so you could wait right there, and then, you can. So that's what I wanted to talk about real quick is Smiley. I hope you're still there. People are dropping off. Is this topic of conversation. Let me get it, and let me pull it up. And if you guys on Instagram want to see what I'm talking about, okay, you can go to Facebook and YouTube, and I will show you the screen right here. We'll do this and that, and you can see what I'm talking about. And this is from Leafly. I'll spin camera for you guys here on Instagram so you can see what I'm speaking of. Right, there's the computer screens, and so right here, guys, this is from Leafly, right? You know about Leafly. Well, if you don't, you should, and now you do. Extreme defoliation, high-risk ways to boost cannabis yields and bag appeal. Pruning or defoliation is a technique. So I'm going to be talking about schwazzing, but let me start at the top of this article for just time filler here, because we've got a full hour for the show, and this portion is I call the talking with the gurus, right? That's what I'm doing. And so since they're not here, I got to continue some sort of education. So here we go, guys, for the newbies like your cousin Nikolai. Defoliation, when and what it is and all that. So it's pruning, or defoliation is a technique that keeps your cannabis plants healthy and growing properly. By removing small amounts of foliage during various phases of the life cycle, growers can increase a crop's yield and potency by allowing light to hit bud-producing nodes more directly. All growers perform some light pruning, but there is a different and more advanced approach to plant training, extreme defoliation. This practice requires the mass removal of fan leaves and foliage from an entire canopy during key phases in the cultivation cycle. Well, we'll talk about two prominent extreme defoliation techniques. And this is one that I came across very much because of the article, and it's called schwazzing. Do you guys know about schwazzing? Do you? Do you? Well, you will, because I'm going to talk about it right now. That's right. Okay, so, that's right. Okay, where am I? I left off. Coming with a high risk yet offering high rewards, these techniques polarize opinion. Neither method is recommended for beginners, and growers experimenting with these practices should do with caution. Ooh, let's see. Okay, all right. If you are interested in these techniques, try performing them on one plant at a time. Experimentation in the garden is highly encouraged. Just be sure to start slow to reduce the odds of losing an entire crop. Caring for your marijuana plants can be hard. Oh, what happened? What? Go back. Oh. Caring for your yeah, I shouldn't have clicked on it. Great. Get tips and advice. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, so here we are, guys. Here's the topic. All right. Well, there's like 18 still. Okay, I'm still holding attention. That's good. All right. This is called schwazzing. Are you guys familiar with it? This comes from Joshua is it Hopes? Hopes? H-A-U-P-T-S. 2015 book, Three a Light. Schwazzing takes the idea of defoliation to the next level. Yeah, this guy Josh, his book is highly sought after, guys. That's right. It's like, if you look for it, it's like $300 or something. I was going to get it. I had copy. I could not afford it. I could not justify the expense. Being a newbie, I had so many other things to buy. And yeah, this book here is from Josh Houts. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he has this 2015 book. I will put link in thing, is schwazzing. Smileys. In my experience, the different strains respond differently to it. To the schwazzing, yeah, I would imagine everything is different. So yeah, I've tried it. So let's learn about it. Let's read. I'll read on. Okay. All right, guys. All right. Here we are. All right. So schwazzing takes the idea of defoliation to the next level. According to the book, this practice removes the entire canopy of fan leaves within the first few days of the flowering cycle, then again at the third week. Coined the term schwazzing to describe the sound of scissors and snipping that takes place during the process. The book's title refers to getting 3 pounds of cannabis per light. That's what we're trying to go for, right? 3 pounds per light, guys. That's like massive, right? All right, where are we? Yeah, I always lose my place. About twice as much the yield in the harvest, or even more. By the entire canopy, he really does mean every fan leaf below the top 2 or 3 nodes. The caveat to this risky maneuver is that the stripped plants must receive proper aftercare through a high concentration of nutrients following both defoliations. This is crucial to the recovery process. By removing the fan leaves on the first day of flowering and again on day 21, the plants will be able to replenish the lost foliage before all of their energy transitions towards bud development. By supplementing with a high nutrient feeding, the plants should push through any shock they may have undergone. Okay, what's the upside to schwazzing? According to the book, the successful implementation of this technique can promote a massive uptick in the yield of a plant. But keep in mind, neither the book itself nor any review of schwazzing, also called heavy pruning or heavy defoliation, has given an exact explanation for why the practice is so successful. Some growers suggest that the practice of removing such a large amount of foliage from a plant in this stage of its development may trigger a defense mechanism, tricking the plant into developing more buds as a survival technique. One possible explanation points to the fact that cannabis is a wind-pollinated species, and removal of a massive amount of fan leaves may trigger growth hormones to swell buds as a last-ditch effort to receive incoming pollen from a nearby male stamen. Wow, I did not know all that, but that's interesting, guys. So yeah, the schwazzing, right? You guys know, what are we talking about there? Shark Mouse Farms. Oh, sorry, Shark. Here, come back. I did not see it. I was reading. Yeah, bringing the shark back. All right, that's what I want to know, the mechanisms inside the plant. All right. Oh, hi, cousin. Welcome back.
Thanks, phone died.
That's all right, cousin. Thank you for coming back. Yeah, so thanks for answering that question. We made it through. So I was just talking about schwazzing. We were talking, right? So I just learned this guy. I want you to know. Do you know about this guy? His name was Josh Hoped or something. He has a book called 3A Light. It's a highly coveted book where he talks about the schwazzing technique that he does in the second or third day of flower, where he strips all the major fan leaves below the second or third nodes all the way down, and then he comes back day 21 and does a stripping again. And I was just reading through the comments about and talking about how you had to combat the shock by giving heavy nutrients, right? A heavy feeding to help combat the shock. But the idea is that because it's a pollen, cannabis is a pollen-based plant, that it's doing a last-ditch effort to repair and do the bud nodes, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So that's where we're at.
Let me counter that point by point, if I may.
Please, go ahead.
So the first point is that it's a wind-pollinated plant. One of its procreation mechanisms is to throw out stigmas into the air, hoping to receive incoming pollen. If those particular bracts aren't pollinated, those will die off, and it'll produce another bract on top of that one, stacking them, which is why we see our buds stacking, right? So it'll try and get higher and higher and higher, hoping to get the wind. The same principle applies to the plant stretch itself, right? So all of this vegetative resources are available to me, all the water I can handle, stress-free environment. I'm going to grow as tall as I can in the hopes that I'm the biggest plant out there, that any pollen coming, I'm the one who gets it, right? So those are all inherently part of trying to be successfully pollinated, which we're obviously trying to avoid. Stretching itself takes energy, particularly in that first critical 3 weeks of flowering, right? We want as little of those resources dedicated to stem elongation and leaf production as possible, and we want almost exclusively the plant to divert that energy on node development. So what we'll see, right, is through our proper irrigation techniques, proper drybacks, proper salinity stress at specific times, we're going to see the plant hormonally switch from a vegetative state to a flowering state. Like we discussed earlier, schwazzing, every single time we remove a leaf, he said growth hormones. He's not wrong about that, but one of those PGRs is in fact auxin. So every leaf he takes off, there's producing more and more and more auxin. What's happening is not a last-ditch effort to produce more flowers, but it's going to trigger that plant to produce more leaves, actually, right? So when people say, I went in there week 3 and I came back a week later and it was like I never touched anything again. This was initiated by plucking all the leaves off and the plant saying, oh shit, I need to do this again, right? So, and now spending all that energy trying to reproduce those solar panels that you just took off based on a signaling cue you provided it by plucking off the leaves. If we don't touch the leaves at all, there's not a response to grow more because it's now fulfilled its photosynthetic capacity by having the right amount of leaf surface area it's genetically deemed necessary to fuel its own growth, right? Why will I need to grow more leaves if I'm already getting as much light as I could possibly handle at 1100 ppfd? So it doesn't tell itself I need more leaves because it can't do anything with more leaves anyways if you're not taking them off. Again, the entire key here is mitigating airflow issues and microclimate issues, not light not light touching your bud sites. So while any green part of the plant will photosynthesize, the energy sinks are in fact the very top of the leaves. So that's where almost all of the photosynthesis is occurring, is the top of those leaves. Getting light to lower flower sites isn't doing you more good than letting the leaf responsible for fueling the growth of that flower site absorb more energy than the flower site itself could. Does that make sense?
It does. So it's kind of counterproductive then, what they're saying, like that. It's
absolutely
right. So that's yeah. So I won't be doing that anymore. It's quite a bit of work too, and it seems to me like it would be a big shock to the plant. But I'm just going to take off what I need to, is basically what I'm going to do. And one of the things Gordy said was day 21 and day 45 those are ways for people to put SOPs. Those are standards. You need to look at the plant. Maybe you need to go day 18, day 20, to take some of that, and somewhere in between there, you have those fan leaves covering critical nodes. You need to take those off. So really, there's no, the plant doesn't know the schedule, but there's certain, stages of the plant you don't want to do these things. And the cutoff would be day 45, right? I know you don't do it.
And what I think a lot of what sort of the Schwarz technique is trying to replicate is you see these large commercial facilities producing, corn cob looking colas that have 1 or 2 leaves coming out from those flower sites. And this is not a result of defoliation in any capacity. In fact, most large facilities don't defoliate in the same sense that you're thinking. It's a result of having, ideal SOPs in place that necessitate that type of morphological growth in the plant, as opposed to having, a cola that's half leaf, half flower, like we see a lot with home grows. You're seeing, a majority of that bract to leaf ratio where it's all flower with a leaf here, maybe a leaf there, and it looks like easy trimming all the way around, right? If you look back at my last post, there's kind of a pretty good example of what that looks like. And I've not defoliated that space once. It's all morphologically driven based on the environment the plant has had to grow in, not because I gave them a haircut to look that way. If that helps people understand.
It does, because I assumed otherwise. Yeah, when I see that, I was wondering, that's why I would love to be through a whole growing process with yourself or Michael, to see the different stages of how you're treating the plants, because it's for a newbie like me to see so many different people and techniques and then come back to you. It's hard to really stay on point, right? And it's hard to copycat.
There's so much information and so many different methods to try and achieve varying goals too, right? It's not like we're all out here trying to achieve the exact same thing. So depending on where you're getting that information from and how you apply it to the context of what's going on in your space, could be complete success for one and complete failure for the other. So what I think is what I've been trying to impart on everybody is the most important aspect of this isn't necessarily, what is Sharkmouse doing in his space that I can do in my space, but what is the process going on in that garden that is necessitating those steps to happen? Understanding what the plant is doing will give you a better understanding of why we need to do specific things for the plant. So as opposed to, just trying to stamp one process onto your setup, it's way more beneficial for everybody to have, you understand how nutrients move from root to leaf kind of deal, as opposed to, me telling you, just add more X, Y, and Z without you having an understanding of how those are impacting the plant itself on a biological level, right? You would know better what you need to do in your space, understanding better what the plant is going through. And that's where I think this sort of relationship is most important.
Very good. And that you mentioned, it reminded me somewhere in there, back to where we broke off before, we were talking about pHing, right? And I wanted to, before your phone died, I wanted to ask you, so how do I deal with the pH issue at the root zone? Should I invest in a Blue Lab soil meter of some sorts? Because I do test the reservoir with my pH pin, and it's,
right.
and it's pretty close to what the reservoir is coming out of.
Your first step here is going to be to take a slurry sample of your soil itself. So you're going to want to actually dig into your pot and take a sample of the soil, and we're going to mix that with distilled water, and we're going to get a sample of what that soil is or your substrate is going through at the root zone. So you'll get a better understanding once that's saturated in a contained distilled water environment, exactly what those particulates are experiencing. So when you dip your Blue Lab in that and you take a sample of that slurry, you're going to see a difference from your runoff, your input, and what is actually happening right there. From there, you can determine, I need to either reset this by taking the pot out of the auto pots, flushing it down to where I need it to be from a pH and EC perspective. And then you can, like I said, get an analog soil moisture meter, and keep an eye on, where it's going, if it's drying out too much, if you're getting enough water at the valve. Like you'll have a much better understanding of what the plant is doing at the roots, as opposed to just the starting and ending points of your watering cycles, right?
So you think I may be having an issue of the water not taking up enough, even with the autopot wicking system?
It's entirely possible. You had mentioned a couple weeks ago that you think you had vegged a few weeks too long. So with the autopots, like it'll take up as much as it can, but if there's a lot of roots in there, right, it can only bring up so much water so fast, as opposed to keeping a constant drip cycle going, or frequent irrigation events. It's only being able to pull up that water as quickly as it can, which may lead it, if it's taking it up too fast, it's leaving ions behind in that substrate, causing a slow buildup, which will get you to a point where you've acidified the root zone. And it's one of those slow creeping problems. Instead of, you let it dry back too hard one night and came back and your PWEC was out of range. This is more of a, day over day over day over day over day issue until you got to a point where it can't uptake anymore.
That's what happened. And that makes sense, because early on it was sucking up 12.5 gallon reservoir every 3 days. And now it's barely pulling 2 gallons every,
I'll get right back. I'm going to get right back to you here,
No
okay?
problem.
I'm going to exit and come right back.
No worries. That's right. So that's good to know. I will take a slurry. I have to ask him how to take that slurry. How down deep do I dig? About that. Who else wants to join? Sorry, guys who wanted to join randomly. This time frame of this show is allotted toward the gurus to come on and have the platform to bless us with their presence and information put forth. Anyhow, I appreciate everybody that's watching. 24, the shark will be back. The professor of cannabis on the gram. If you do not know, you should, and now you do. Right, everybody. Jim White, I see you guys. Thank you for the follows. Green, Bubba Mara. Everybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I have a GrowLink irrigation controller and sensor. GrowLink, Puffin my own. Thank you, cousin, for the information. GrowLink. I'll have to remember that. GrowLink. I'll take a look. I have to ask the guys down at Hydro Bros. And yes, Abdul. Hello, cousin. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody. That's right. There's 20 of us. We got the sharks back. Let's accept him. Thank you. Accepting the shark. He's coming back, guys. Thank you. I have to ask him real quick before I forget. Hi, cousin.
All kinds of interruptions today. Where were we?
I was going to ask you, so how do I take this slurry? How far down do I dig? Because the issue is down at the root. So how do I get down in there? What do I do? Should I carve up the root? Tell me about that.
All right. So I would go just, a few inches down. Not necessarily, like, you don't have to go all the way down to the bottom for sure, but I would sort of, just part the top layer away a little bit. It's definitely going to be encrusted up on the top there for sure. Maybe get like 3 or 4 inches in, take maybe like, a little, just like that much in a little cup or whatever. And then you want to saturate that with distilled water until it's, covered, but not swimming in a pool of, if that makes sense, right? Like, you just sort of want to saturate that soil, and then you want to take your Blue Lab and mix it around, and it'll give you a pretty good indication of what you're dealing with. And I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be on the hyperacidic side from the pH perspective.
Okay, because every day I go in there and I have to pH down 15 milliliters in that reservoir.
Yeah, so that's what's super fun. It can be it's like a ballet, right? So you got to pH down your reservoir because the temperature's climbing. Once it gets in there, if you're having a slow uptake issue, you're slowly acidifying the root zone, meaning it's going to be 7.2 in your reservoir before you have to re-pH it again, and in your root zone it's going to be like 4.6, and then on your runoff it's going to be 6.2. Everything's perfect, so none of it makes any sense until you actually get into each individual aspect of it.
Yeah, it's quite the art. It's
water chemistry is a whole thing. Like, there's people taking PhDs for this,
right.
For sure.
Plus
it's not, there's the fewer times you have to mess with your reservoir, the better, simply because water chemistry is so complex, and every interaction with every molecule is happening at such, at such an infinite pace that, like, it's even if you do know what was going on from a chemical perspective, it's like impossible to keep track of how chlorine interacts with iron, interacts with calcium, which interacts with boron, which, like, there's so much happening in the water itself that it's best to you keep your reservoir as small as possible so that there's as many changeovers as possible, so that everything's staying fresh and those reactions are being at least managed or mitigated along the way. The longer your water sits in that reservoir, the more different it's going to be from where you started, because it's a living system with so much happening all the time.
Yeah, and I've known about this, and I have to build up my SOPs, as they say, and get used to what I'm doing here. So when I was going to talk to you about genetics to grow for outdoors, do you do any outdoor growing at all?
Yeah, we've got plants. Water? I'll get you some water. We've got some outdoor stuff going right now. I think there's a few ethos strains out there, but I think there's an aqua out there as well for Michael. But so the problem with living in the middle of the forest like me is that I've got no actual, full sun. I get the sort of half shade business, 6 hours of sunlight, and the rest of it's kind of intermittent.
Right.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of what I'm dealing with here, right? So.
Oh yeah, I see. Yep. So the high afternoons, you get the sun, and as soon as 3, 4, you're in dappled lighting. I wonder, do the would the autoflowers do better in an environment like that with the ruderalis?
Yeah, I still have. I'm still going to have light intensity issues because, as you know, I've taken out the Pulse Pro to see what shade does, and you go from here where your hand's illuminated to here where your hand's shaded. There's a couple hundred UMOL difference there from 1250 to 45 real quick. So, once it hits 2 o'clock in the afternoon, those plants are fighting for light, and you see, I get some really tall plants, but they're pretty sparse at the end of the day when it comes to production. So autoflowers are not like they do better, but I'm still one critical limiting factor away from doing anything really useful out here.
What do you do with the plants? Do you smoke it, or do you wash it, or do you just make stuff?
You want my honest opinion? You want my honest opinion?
You just get rid of them.
Are you want an honest answer, rather?
Yeah, of course.
I take pretty pictures for the gram, and then I chuck them in the woods.
I figured. My outdoor smoke was. I have a bunch that I saved because it was Michael's genetics. They're good for washing. I have to have one of our cannabis cousin, Hobo Jim Farms, to come out and help me wash because I have not done it. But yeah, I don't really want to grow outdoors because I'm really trying to dial in this indoor, and that's my focus through the summer here. And to grow outdoors and do all that, it would be just for the gram. And because I don't enjoy smoking the outdoor stuff that I grow, to be honest with you, it's been quite a bit harsh, and I believe it's environmental because I smoke great outdoor. I don't know. People do better.
I've run clones of my favorite phenos outside and thrown them at the end of the season just because powder mildew and dust and debris and pollen from other plants and bird shit, and it's just crazy. It's just too much going on out here.
I think you do have to wash.
Plus, I'll get weeks where it's 40 degrees Celsius here, and then other weeks where it's 8 degrees Celsius in the same week, and the plants just like I said, these plants are incredibly resilient, built to survive. It's a weed at the end of the day, right? Like they're tough to kill. But in order to drive what I'm trying to get out of the plant, it needs a very specific kind of finessing that's almost princess-like, as opposed to the roughneck, backwoods lumberjack plants that they're capable of being, right? There's going to be so many different biological reactions going on to so many things happening outside in that plant that I'm in control of none of it. So the plant just may as well do what it wants to do. And at the end of the day, here's a picture for the gram, and off we go to the next one.
No, I hear you. I believe I'm not going to make comments and get everybody upset, but yeah, I believe the care and the control that you have on the indoor. Outdoor greenhouses, that's what's up, right? The guys like the Real Greenhouse Guru is doing, the Light Dap ones, a combination of both that are growing a controlled, pretty much controlled environment, but using Mother Nature, right? It's big sun.
With all of the advantages of being able to utilize the sun's full spectrum and having those abiotic factors like insects and other natural biological interactions happening, those trigger. So a lot of people say sun grown is better or outdoor tastes better, and we can have this discussion all goddamn day if you want, but it's not your NPK inputs being organic or salt derived. It's the interactions that are happening in the rhizosphere. These trigger different RNA sequences that trigger different metabolic productions based on reacting to microbes in the soil that you wouldn't otherwise get in an indoor environment. Those are all what are playing a part in creating these unique and outstanding flavors that some of these outdoor sun-grown cultivars are famous for. It's not like, oh, it's outdoor organic. It's specifically what's happening in the soil with the micro diversity and funguses and microbes and bacteria that are all creating these genetic triggers in the plant to deal with those environments, right, that we can't get inside. So being able to utilize the best of outside while being able to control your environment is the absolute way to go. Whether you're not whether you should be using, bioavailable micro and macronutrient inputs while using organic amendments to complement that bioavailability of those inputs. And if you can do that in a greenhouse with the natural sunlight and the availability to control that environment, you're likely going to push the best production possible out of any of the worlds, outdoor, indoor, or above, right? In my personal opinion.
Yeah, I believe a lot of the Humboldt growers would concur with that, who have been doing some legacy growing out there. The Real Greenhouse Guru was just on here checking us out, and I check his page out. If you guys don't know, you should. The Real Greenhouse Guru. He's retrofitting. He's building these legacy growers, and yeah, he's probably smoking on some of the world's best cannabis on his travels.
So,
no
I'm going to get I don't know, maybe 30 of you are going to unfollow me right now for saying this, and I'm cool with that. That's fine. I got a problem with legacy growers.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of them are doing spectacular work and have been doing incredible work for the longest time. The problem is in my experience, the majority of the ones I've had the pleasure of interacting with absolutely refuse to progress in their craft beyond resting on their laurels of being the ones to have done it. That's irritating to me because it results in a lot of gatekeeping, right? Without any of the inherent community building that we're all out here trying to do together. It's no, we did it, back off, give us credit, and also you guys all suck at the same time. And that's been my personal experience with it, frankly. I don't know if that's been the case for everybody else, but just because I wasn't born at a specific spot in California at a specific time in the early 90s doesn't make me any less capable of A, an educator, B, a cultivator, and C, more driven than any of you, right? Because the entire goal here is progression. And if I were to sit here and rest on my laurels because I know some shit and refuse to share it with anybody else, does that make me any more or less valuable than anybody else? I think not. Anyways, that's just my tirade and rant on the subject. Well, people can do with it what they would.
Well, I think you would find that in a lot of different professions or things like that people like to hold their cards close to their chest, and certainly the ego that is amongst many of us humans really does put forth that type of persona that you speak of. And I've seen it, and you see it here for me as a newbie grower coming to the gram with all these legacy Instagrammers, right, that have been growing intense.
Just a tech grower, just a tech grower.
They're the same way. It's like, here we go. Like, who's this guy? Or, yeah, nice. It's like, and that would be the same in the film and photography production world that I've been involved in.
There's something inherently narcissistic about hearing somebody provide you with vetted scientific data that's, conclusively beyond doubt. It's proven. It's in the paper. It's not my personal opinion. Here's what the science says. And then to have a person turn around and say, "Bro, I've been doing this for 30 years. I don't need to hear that." Like it's. Right. You do need to hear it, right? Everybody needs to hear it. Everybody needs to check their own ego in order to progress as a human being in anything that you do, right? Like there's always something to be gleaned. There's always something to be learned. There's always a lesson to be taken from any experience. And if you're not willing to love that process itself, you're going to be stuck right where you've been, plain and simple.
Well, which
is where you're seeing a lot of these legacy growers sort of stuck in the mud.
Well, and a lot of the legacy is going away. I believe if you're not progressing, you're not moving forward. And a perfect example in the cannabis space with people that grown legacy is with the development and the rosin, how rosin has changed, right? From the BTU, whatever, the butane hash to the CO2 to the live, it's all progressed. And this is from experimentation, right? And partly the science has changed, the equipment has changed, and it's now given us a better extract from the plant. And this would not be there if people did not try to do different things.
The entirety of human civilization is built on advancing the knowledge of the person before us, right? And refining processes throughout time and based on failures and successes and lessons learned and all that. And I think we as a community have a large issue adhering to that sort of principle. Everybody wants everything to be super proprietary and no, mine, I created this, I invented this, I do this is mine, and the rest of you can't have it kind of deal, where I think, you can't stop progress regardless, and trying to be an impediment in that process only sort of slows your own progress. So I think, for me, I like to try and focus as much of my energy as I can on staying in tune or in sync with that progress, as opposed to trying to fight it. And I don't find that to always be the case. But to each their own. Everybody's allowed to conduct themselves as they see best. And I'm just going to be here doing me. That's all.
That's all right, man. You got to do what you want to do. It's your lifestyle, and that your opinion is warranted, no doubt. And I appreciate the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
And I love that one there. But you'll find that in all walks of life, and I'll just turn it back into photography and film production, that, as the evolution has changed, and now look with the world of content creation and how many excellent content creators there are that share their techniques in the photography and video world. Like if you go on anywhere, it's like, how do you hide anything anymore? And I remember a time as an apprentice, how certain mentors would not be so forthcoming, and some were, and the ones that were would build a community or a group of people, of creatives around them, and theirs was the best studios or the best creativity coming out of that because of the collaboration efforts, not just one person.
I think in another lifetime, I took a semi professional interest in hobby photography, and one of the biggest hurdles I found was that for some reason, lighting techniques, studio lighting in particular, was such a closely held secret. Like you'd ask other photographers, who have been doing this and who are experienced, how do I achieve X effect or Y effect? And they're like, it's all in the lighting. It's complicated. It's just one of those things. And like, you'd never get a straight answer as to how to achieve. Well, how do I make that magic box effect? Okay, well, you gotta illuminate your subject from behind, and like it. 3-step answer you could have answered, but nobody was ever willing to do that. So you're definitely right about it being sort of a field-wide kind of phenomenon where people just, I guess, want to feel special about what we're doing.
Well, there's so many personalities amongst us humans, right? In the 12 zodiacs, there's so many different characteristics, and some people cannot articulate. Some people don't. Some people are quiet. Some people might be on the spectrum. You just don't know. And so, everybody is different. And the ego is the biggest deterrent of them all, I believe, because I would be amongst these people, and you have to be careful how you pose questions to people, because it does make them, and even if they're super smart, you have to be careful, because the ego is a fragile thing. And some people that have it.
I find myself.
Right.
One of the skills that Instagram, I guess, has helped honed for me is the ability to recognize that, you know, even people who are attacking me on like the most personal level, I still need to sort of finesse and massage their egos in order to sort of stop that from devolving into any further nonsense, right? And I picked up a particular knack for either de-escalating those types of engagements or flat out converting them, right? And it all comes with sort of trying to manage another person's personality, right? Everybody's got needs and feelings, and it's not just, I think this way, so this is how it's going to be, right? You got to take into consideration who you're interacting with, what the context of their interaction is coming from. Why are they lashing out at me? Like, you know, I'm not here to play psychologist, but I'm definitely cognizant of the fact that I'm dealing with another human being, and there's a different way to deal with you than there is to deal with him or her or them, or right. So trying to be, you know, mindful of that when dealing with anybody can go a long way towards massaging some of those hurdles that we face, whether it be looking for instruction from your favorite photographer, your favorite cultivator, dealing with somebody who tells you suck or you'll never be any good at anything. You know, I don't think lashing out back or retaliating is ever the first resort. You know, open up a dialogue and see where you go with that. I've gotten pretty far just through that tactic alone.
Yeah, you'll get a lot more bees with honey than vinegar. And, we have a responsibility here as if you're trying to build a platform and a following, and you appreciate each and every one follower that you get, right? Especially when you first started out, it really mattered when you had anybody just join in. And, you can't let your personality change because of someone else. And I believe that we have to be polite, you know, to one another.
I remember having 800 followers and looking, you know, my good friend had 10,000, and, you know, that's like, how am I ever going to get to that goal? And he would reach out and this is what I'm doing today. And this is how I achieve this engagement. And you should try putting texts in your videos. And like the fact that I had 800 followers in this massive account with 10,000, it must be so busy, has a few moments to reach out to me to try and help me understand, you know, how I could be engaging better. Really changed how I went forward and try to conduct myself. You know, I can't always get back to everybody who's messaging me about questions and stuff, but I do what I can to try and you know, be as available as humanly possible. And I think people appreciate that. I hope people appreciate it. But it's like you said, I feel like it's part of my responsibility, right? I was at a time hoping that, you know, I could engage with somebody with, you know, either knowledge or experience or their level of you know, Instagram success or whatever you want to call it. And I received that. So, you know, it's on me to be able to be as available to impart whatever experience or value people find in me back to them.
Well, I found that with you as well. When I first started on here on the gram, I came across you and I saw that you were like 9,000 or 10,000 followers back then yourself. And I thought, this guy, and I'm like at 100 or whatever, I was like, this guy will never play around with Cousin Nikolai. And yet, look at like pretty much just about a year, not even a year and a half. And here we are having great conversations, enlightening people and talking about real things. And that's the thing about the plant, my friend, that brings like-minded people together. And I would hope that a lot of us that do smoke it, when you are smoking it, it does lessen the ego when you're really using it. I mean, you can take the biggest man that comes from a machine shop pissed off at the world, right? And you bring him into a bar and give him whiskey, it's going to be trouble. But you bring him over and you burn one with him, that whole disposition changes. That guy's a big baby. It's a big baby.
Right, we're all just sitting go sex like we were when we were teenagers. Pass it off, right?
Right. We have to accept everybody, the goofy ones, the serious ones, and that's what Cannabis did when we get around in that circle and laugh at each other, and we'd still want to come back to those guys in the group. the different ones. It's what, anyhow. So we have to remember that as adults, guys, especially here in the cannabis community, here on the gram. We have to share our knowledge and be mindful and just polite. It's just nice to be nice. But yeah, so
Yeah,
anyhow.
human decency is one of those things we need more of for sure.
Yeah.
Love you guys. I got to go. I appreciate it.
All right,
Have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you for your time. The Shark Mouse Farms, the professor of cannabis. If you do not know, you do now. Check him out. Thanks, cousin. Bye for now. All right, guys. That was great. Good session with the Shark Mouse. We got some good questions answered. We got into little more personal topics, whatever, talking about this stuff. That's great. Nice time. All right. Thank you, everybody that has joined in from the Shark Mouse Farms followers. If this is the first time coming across your cousin Nikolai, hi, I'm cousin Nikolai, your cannabis cousin. That's right. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you'll come back Sundays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys, for my Pseudo-Apprenticeships with the Gurus of Growing. We're not done just yet. We've got 20 minutes to go, which is perfect, guys. Let me go to my production clock wheel so see where we're at. So that would put me at, okay, so if I was to do that at 11:40, yeah, that's right. So, yeah, we should be getting into, right now, we'll be getting into a live unboxing before the game show giveaway. All right. Okay, so what I got to do today, guys, is going to do another, I call it a reboxing, if you will, guys, because I did a unboxing before, on the live stream, but I don't believe I did it justice. So I will be doing it again and re-recording for myself to cut up into some reels to do it justice. So let me move my game show giveaway to the side, guys. And Mr. Pothead Goes Green, if you're on Instagram, you could go to YouTube and Facebook and see full production value of studio. That's right. Anyways, I got 17 of you. Okay, moving Mr. Pothead Goes Green over here. That's right. We'll put him over there, guys. And we'll get the box. Stand by. Let me get my headphones off. Okay. All right, guys. All right. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, how's things going? Okay, I'm going to check the comments real quick on YouTube and Facebook. Look, the Gage Green group joined. Hello, cousin. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube, the Gage Green group. Thank you, cousins. All right, so, yeah, so if you do not know, you should, and you should go to YouTube and Facebook. It's going to be real hard for you to see this unboxing on Instagram, guys. And I got 16 of you. I'll try to make it interesting. Let me make sure the cameras are all working. Is this one on? My top-down camera. I have to make sure. It should be okay. We have behind scenes. We will do camera 2, turning camera 2 back on. All right, guys, here we are. We have 16 of you. Thank you for tuning in. Are you guys ready do you guys want to stick around? I'm just kidding. Let's do this. Okay, we'll spin the box. We have the Earthstare box right here, guys. And if you do not know, you should. This is the Earthstare Earthcraft Biosystem, fully organic line of nutrients, guys. That's right. And I have a full box line of their products that they just sent me. And I was waiting for them to come on. Our cannabis cousin Blake is going to come on and talk more about his nutrients. And so anyhow, I'm going to be needing to mix them up tonight. And so I have to get into the box that I've been holding. I've been using the samples until then. So here we are, guys. Let's check it out. Let's go to a top-down camera. Let's see. Let's get the top down, and I move the box right into place right here, and we'll go to top-down camera 3. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can see full production value of studio. I'm going to switch the mics now. see if I can hear. Can I hear myself? Can I hear myself? Oh, is it not working? It's not working. My other mic is not plugged in. Oh, I don't have it plugged in. Stand by. Let's see. Well, I can just use this mic. Okay. All right, guys. So, yeah, this is the Earthcraft Biosystems, right? And here we are. Open it up, guys. Let me show you. That's right. I'll spin it around this way. Right there. Okay. So, right here. Oh, they have a nice little card here that they gave me, guys. Let me go to, can I go to camera 2? Right here. Nice little card with the little seal, the Earthcraft wax seal right here, guys. That's right. It's very nice. And I pulled this out. I forget what it says. It says, thank you. Thank you. Scan for your feed charts. It's a little QR code. You can scan for your feed charts. I have some Earthcraft stickers. Excellent. Oh, very nice. I like their logo. That's right. I'll show you guys too. I got some stickers here. And a nice little thank you card with a QR code that you can scan and get their feeding charts. That's right. Very nice. Nice packaging there. Earth there. Very nice packaging. Earth there. That's right. Thank you. All right. I'll put that away real quick. Oh, all right. And let's get into it. So, yeah. What we have here is the Earthcraft Grow Formula right here. That's right. The 9-15-7. That's right. Of the different nutrients. Right. Let's go to camera 2. That's right. This is the growth formula. Then, guys, wait for it. Then I have the flower formula. Let's go back to camera 2. The flower formula right here, guys. That's right. Doing some real quick editing on the switchers here. Live stream style, guys. So, yeah, this is that. The 2 powders. All right. And then it also, we have the Earthcraft Seacraft. That's right. This has got the, what is this? This is the soluble potash. Potash. Soluble potash, guys. Oops. And then what else we have here? Oh, the Calaceous. This is like their calcium. Their Earthcraft Calaceous. Go back to camera 2. Yeah, guys. Have to show you each of them. Yeah, this is the Seacraft right here, guys. It's like potash. It's potash. And then we have the, right here is the Calaceous. That's right. It's the calcium, right, guys? Calaceous. That's right. We'll put that there. And then we will try this one right here is the Rhizocraft, right? It's for the root zone, guys. We have that right there. And then, of course, we have some liquid nutrients. We have some liquid nutrients as well. Oops. Yeah, that's right. We have some liquid nutrients as well. I have to repeat myself over for the recording right here. And this is the terrestrial, guys. And what is this again? This is terrestrial. It's a powerful organic fulvic acid derived from ancient peat deposits. This nutrient catalyst and plant energizer can improve photosynthesis, increase root mass, and increase plant metabolism, guys. That's right. I will be adding that as well. And what else do we have in the box? Oh, it's the liquid Calaceous. So they have the powder form and the liquid form. And on the feeding charts, there's a, you mix a little of both. And I will have to get with our cannabis cousin Blake to get more understanding on that, about the charts. So yeah, I've almost forgot to go back. We only have the Calaceous in liquid. This is the silica, guys, right? You're familiar with silica? Well, that's their form of silica in the organic form. And this is Regenerator. And what the Regenerator is a highly effective blend of Quillaja, Saponaria, and Yucca. Yucca, I can't say these. Yucca shadegera extracts. Yucca shadegera. extracts. This is an organic soil conditioner. Suffocant wetting agent. Okay, emulsifier. Flushing agent. Okay, it's like a flushing agent, right? Okay, I see. What is it, like the enzymes or something? Right, okay, and then right here, guys, is the, here's the enzyme one. This is the Clearzymes. That's the flushing, right? This is Clearzyme, is a natural and organic enzyme formula designed to improve the health of your garden and enhance nutrient uptake. Special enzymes contained within accelerate the breakdown of dead roots and other organic matter while stimulating microorganisms in the root zone. Oh, excellent, guys. Okay. That's what he was talking about. That's right. Anyhow, yeah, so that was that, guys. Yeah, I'll be putting all back into the box. Let's go back to 3. Yeah. And using this later, but I wanted to show you real quick on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram that I'm going to be using this nutrient line, this fully organic nutrient line in the new Pseudo Grow Room with a super soil, guys, water, a water only one. And then I will be using these organic nutrients as well, but I will have 2 pots, 2 13-gallon large pots, custom made by Paul down at Air Bottom Bags, specifically for the Autopot system, guys. That's right. So I will put this all back. Oops, it's all falling. I will put this all back, guys, and then we will get down to some other things. Oh, stay. All right. Okay. Let's put this all back and move out of the way. I will pack up nicely later. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having our cannabis cousin Blake from Earthstayer and Earthcraft Biosystem over to the studio to talk about his most excellent organic nutrient line. Yeah, guys, and if you'd like to check them out for yourself, you could go to my Koji bio link above on Instagram or in show description or on my website, and you can get a 10% coupon code for coupon code cousin, and get try them out yourself. That's right. Anyhow, let me put this down here. Okay, put that away. And what time do we have here? Oh, it's just in time for a game show giveaway, guys. Okay, let's bring it out. Dun, da, da, da. Here we are, game show giveaway. All right. Thank you for the applause, everyone. Okay, so let's get to it. What are we doing here? Anybody else turned on? GGG. Okay, so here we are, game show giveaway. And so I have to get my show notes and see who is up to spin. Here we go. Excuse me. Game show contestant winners here, guys. So who's up? Okay, so we have up is contestant number 6. Yeah. Last week, who won? That was the Alico? Who won? I can't. Let's see. Last week it was Campbell Cam. Alico was the week before. Last week was Campbell Cam. And so this week is contestant number 6. If you're on the house, it's the Finto hunting. Jay, are you there, cousin? Where are you? Are you there? Pheno hunting. I'm calling you out for your spin to win chance to play the most excellent game show giveaway. Yes. Pheno hunting. Looking for pheno hunting. That's right. Mr. Xavier. And then a contestant, if he's not in the live stream today, guys, then we have contestant number 7, and he goes by at KBlue3 on the gram. If you're there, you can have your chance. You can jump the line because I'm looking for pheno hunting. Jay, are you there? Leave a comment below. Let me know you're there, guys. Okay, and then after that, if he's not there, then we will go down the list to contestant number 8. And this is Me Wanna Smoke. Oh, the K Blue 3 is in the house. Okay, K Blue 3. All right, cousin. Well, if Pheno Hunting J, are you there? If Pheno Hunting J isn't here in the comments, guys, I haven't seen him. I don't remember seeing him. Pheno Hunting J, then you will take his place. Somebody asked in the comments, how do you get a chance to play the most excellent Whirl of Fun game show giveaway? Well, you have to go to your cousin Nikolai's website and click on the menu bar that says Game Show Rules and follow the rules, guys. And there's some hoops to jump through, but yeah, and you do that, and I'll get the email, and you give me your Instagram name, and you'll be entered as a contestant to play. But you have to be present to win, to spin and win. That's right. And you have a chance to win, wait for it, the Leaf Cycle Private Reserve, the Smiley's Angels, or the Starline Genetics, guys. That's right. You have 3 chances to win on the wheel each one of those breeders. And then 1 lucky chance to win a Cousin Nikolai. Most excellent little gift envelope, whatever. Mystery pack seeds and some other things. All right. I'm in no rush. I can wait to see if he shows up. Well, I stay on schedule. I appreciate that, cousin. He should be here by now, because it's like 4 minutes to go, and we're spinning the wheel. And you're up, cousin, because I see no comments from the Pheno Hunting. Don't see you, cousin. No Pheno Hunting. Jay, are you there? Going once? Going twice? Wait, let's do that again. Okay. So, K-Blue, you're up. All right, you're up, cousin. Which one do you want to win? The Leaf Cycle Private Reserve, the Smiley's Angels, or the Starline Genetics? A lot of people have been real lucky and been hitting on the Smiley's Angels, guys. I believe we've had 5 or 6. Geez, Smiley's, how many have we had? And have they been all mailed out yet, cousin? Making sure, staying on top of the postage, everybody. All right. Anybody? You're not sure? That's okay, cousin. You'll get what you get, as long as you don't throw a fit. All right. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Well, let's see here. Here we go, guys. Let's get that in frame. All right. Here we are. You can see on Instagram and YouTube. Facebook and YouTube. Okay, Starline. He's hoping maybe Starline. You will be, any of them. They're great, but you will like the Starline. No doubt he has a lot of the legendary genetic designer, Michael Fang's genetics as his backbone. So does Smiley's, guys. Anyhow, so let's get to it. Okay, I'll give it you want a hard spin or just a normal spin or a little baby spin, cousin? K-Blue. Hard, medium, or soft? Let me know. Real quick. I never complain. That's right. Don't expect anything. You won't be let down. Thank you for the chance, guys, to all the breeders. Hey, K-Blue, that's nice of you. Yes, I hope you're following all of them. Spin that hard, he says. All right, cousin, here we go. Let me move the microphone out of the way. 1, 2, 3. Get ready. Here we go. I don't want to break anything. I think I'm going to do it this way. 1. All right. There it goes. Where it stops, who knows? Oh, looky. You got it, cousin. You got the Starline Genetics. Yeah! Starline Genetics. If you do not know, you do now, and you should. Here you go. That's right. Starline Genetics. That's right. I believe you will be getting the Menthol Zittles. I believe that's the tester packs he sends out. Anyhow, that's right. All right. That's right. Give a couple weeks for to mail out. I will be sending an email, cousin, And I do have your email. So what you need to do now is I'll reply to you from your original email. I'll reply to that, and you will, and I'll CC Starline, and you will provide your address. Or if you want, you can send me an email right now, and I'll just CC Starline, and we'll jump one less email. Yeah. Do you guys hear that? That's my stomach growling. I have to get to breakfast, guys. I'm so hungry. I did not have protein shake, the pre-workout protein shake I normally have in the morning, so I'm quite hungry. Okay, K-Blue, thank you, guys. That's right. Grow and to go. Thanks for the congratulations. That's nice of you. Do you guys hear that? It's like ASMR. Hold on, let me put the microphone to my belly. Make it growl. Oh, of course it doesn't want to growl on cue. Wait, there it goes. Oh, man, it sounds squeaky. Do you hear it? Oh, my. It's going, guys. I have to go eat. I'm starving. Losing weight as we speak. I will after the show, doing breakfast for the boys. Yeah, that's fine. No rush, cousin. No rush. Yeah, do it today, and we'll get it out to you. Yeah, thanks again, everybody. All right. As usual. Okay, let's wrap it up, guys. It's 12:01. It's good. It's time to end it. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's get back to the music. We're high on the mic there. That's it. Okay. Okay, microphone in place. All right, here we go. This is my friend's band, Rockstead Music, on the gram, guys. Check them out. Thank you, Los Jardinos Urbanos has joined. We're ending the show. Tune in next week. Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States, if you are from out of country, guys. Anyhow, hope you have a blessed day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and supporting me, the guys that keep coming back. It was a good show. I carried 9 to 10 people by myself. We brought up, we'll see what the stats say, but I believe I have 26 to 33, maybe 40 people at one time with the Shark. I appreciate the new followers. Thank you. And stay tuned. Yeah, we'll be announcing some more excellent things. And yeah, I want to send a shout out to my sponsors now before I end it all. I forgot to do that last week. That's probably a proper thing to do, right? So let's do it. Let's start with some music. Again, I want to thank my cannabis cousins and friends, the Rockstead Band, on the gram, guys. Let us use their most excellent reggae music for the show. That's right. Okay. I want to thank all the affiliates and sponsors, Pseudo and True, for supporting your cousin Nikolai with products and affiliate ships and paid partnerships. I appreciate it. It's helped with bringing you guys this show. Trying to take it up a level or two. Stand by. It's coming. Okay? It's all right. I want to thank AC Infinity. It's their tents and a lot of their equipment I have in play on the Grow, guys. AC Infinity, one of the better brands out there. They have a whole bunch of products for the newbie, intermediate, and pro growers. They're getting there. If you're a tent grower, check them out. They have it all, guys. Very nice products, and they have it all in one place. You can save 10% off with coupon code COUSIN. Link in the bio above and in descriptions on YouTube. And on my website, cousinnikolai.com, the Cannabis Emporium. Thank you, AC Infinity. Air Bottom Bags. I want to thank our cannabis cousin, Paul, down there in Florida. The Air Bottom Bags. They make me custom air bottom bags for the Autopot self-watering system, guys. Oh, I'm sorry, interruption to the sponsorship calls. We have the Los Jardineros Urbanos. We're from Colombia. We use like to see you content. It's very informative. Cousin, thank you very much. Colombia. Excellent, guys. Thank you. All the way from South America, guys. In Colombia, we have our cannabis cousins, the Los Jardineros Urbanos. Thank you, cousins. Appreciate the shout out, letting us know you're there and out there. Back to the sponsorship call outs. All right. Yes, thank you, Autopods. Bank on Seeds. It's my little micro seed company that I affiliate with. Bank on Seeds. They have most excellent little microgreen type growing packs for your garden for your kids. It's very kid friendly. Check them out, guys. There's one of them right here, the Helper Pack. Right? They come with little instruction booklets. It's a great way to get your kids into. This is non-cannabis, guys. You can grow teas and herbs and all sorts of stuff for your little garden. Put them in the window. Get your kids growing any way you can, guys. Right? Anyhow, just like Grandmama used to do back in old country with your cousin. Thank you, Bank on Seeds. I want to thank Big Cloud Farms. Heading in the clouds this weekend, guys. If any of you are there, see this show. Sorry I couldn't be there. I really would have liked to have seen my cannabis cousin, Hobo Jim Farms, the Dave Morgan of Morganja Farms, the T-Dog, the Dallas, the Miss Laura, everybody, all my cannabis cousins, John Deere and Gary, the Big Cloud Girls. Anyhow, I hope you're having a most excellent time, guys. Happy Memorial Day. Big Cloud Farms. Cutting Edge Solutions. That's right. It's the nutrient line that I'm running in the growers tested formulas, guys. Right? The 70-30. The 70-30 and the organic. I'm using the organic with the Earth Stayer, guys. That's right, Earth Stayer, Earthcraft Biosystems. Thank you very much, cousins, for the sponsorship and hooking me up with the affiliateship on your most excellent Shopify store here on the gram, guys. Check them out. If you're into organics, want to get into it, check them out. They're coming on scene hard. They're a most excellent brand, and I like what I'm seeing with the plants already. That's right, I put them in the organic soil and I've got organic nutrients. The second set of plants coming on strong, guys. Wait for it. All right, Earth Stayer and Earthcraft Biosystems. I want to thank the Gage Green Group. Michael Fang, the genetic designer himself. Thank you for the hanging out with me, giving me the Pseudo-Apprenticeship with being one of the gurus coming on here and blessing us with everything. And thank you for the affiliateship to your genetic designer brand of seeds and Seed Bank International, all available on your Cousin Nikolai's Cannabis Emporium website and links in bio above. Get yourself a discount. Okay, cousin. Coupon code cousin. All right, guys, moving on. Growers Grown. I want to thank Growers Grown. It's brand ambassador Gordy Johncock of the Cutting Edge Solutions and Growers Tested Formula, who is one of the gurus who has been bestowing upon your cousin Nikolai all his most excellent knowledge and information up to this point. That's right. Thank you, cousin. Hope you're well out there. Okay, moving on. I want to thank HydroPros, where your cousin Nikolai first went to start learning how to grow like a pro. I want to thank Mickey and Hydro Hank and all the guys there, Chris and Nick and C and Donovan, and I'll forget somebody, Dean, and of course the cousin Rick and Mike and Miss Gabriella, of course, and Law and everyone. So thanks, HydroPros. Appreciate you. And okay, I want to thank Hydro Giant Detroit, guys. They are cousins. Champorado Sesh, or Champorado, they're spicy hot chocolate down there. Tell them, Sesh, your cannabis cousin sent you, and the Maxwell Blasco down there, and all are in the I Can't Cannabis. Yes, Shane, thank you. Okay, moving on, I want to thank Inkbird for hooking your cousin Nikolai up with the controllers to control the humidifiers and temperatures in the seedling tent and the Pseudo Grow Area. Thank you, cousins. Leaf Cycle LLC, where your cousin Nikolai has his own private affiliate page with the Leaf Cycle LLC, which is up and coming brand with all sorts of products on their website. Check it out, Leaf Cycle LLC. You could use the link in bio above. Use coupon code COUSIN, get yourself a discount, and that is a way that you can actually, wait for it, register for the end of show giveaway. Oops, that was one of the seed packs, wasn't it? Leaf Cycle Community Calendar with all the seed packs from the breeders that he has in the calendar, guys. This is limited edition now. They're all gone. That's right. They're all gone. This has got like all the breeders, guys. And yeah, this one can be for you if I don't ruin it. But yeah, it's like you do pictures and all the breeders are on here. This is High Alpine Genetics, guys. Do you know of them? Well, you should, and you might be able to win this if all you have to do is go to Leaf Cycle LLC and click on Cousin Nikolai's. Can't buy anything from Leaf Cycle LLC and use Cousin Nikolai's promo code. You could use the link in bio above or the show description in YouTube and make it real easy for yourself to click the link, check out any of the products, and purchase something to be entered to win this most excellent giveaway. Thank you, Leaf Cycle. Which brings me to Leaf Cycle Private Reserve, which is one of the seeds, breeders here, that you could win with the game show giveaway. Okay? And then also, when moving on to Legit Genetics, Michael Fang and the Maxwell Blasco have these Legit Genetics where you could get a 10% coupon code for clones, guys. If you're looking for high-end clones, they're a bit pricey, but that's what you get, what you pay for. And these are world-class genetics by world-class breeders, guys. Check it out, Legit Genetics. All right, coupon code cousin. All right, moving on. Michigan Beneficials. Thanks, Michigan Beneficials. Cannabis cousin Mark. He's got the most excellent biodiversity packs and beneficial bugs. Right, beneficial bugs for your mending your soil and that. Check them out, Michigan Beneficials. Thank you, cousins. And I want to send a big shout out to big sponsor, Photon Tech. Yes, horticultural lighting guys. They hook your cousin Nikolai up with their latest, greatest lights, the SQ 300 Watt Pro, that is in the cubby and shower area in the Pseudo Grow area. And then soon to be hanging today, hopefully, is the Photon Tech latest greatest X 1000 Watt Pro full spectrum LED 10 bar. Yeah, it's the largest vertical footprint 10 bar light on market, guys. Yes, the X 1000 Watt Pro. Thank you, Photon Tech. Prepacks USA, right here. Get yourself a pre-packs. Do you guys know about this? Any of the guys that are dispos or involved with dispensaries or brands that have cannabis, this is a great way to promote your cannabis brand. These little glass chillums that hold 0.35 to 1/2 gram of cannabis. And you can get your logo and QR code put on. It's great to buy one, get one free, or little giveaways. That's right. Anyhow, Prepacks USA. Thank you, cousins. Seed Bank International. It's where you could get a 10% coupon and get some world-class breeding going on for yourself. That's right. And Smiley's Angels. They're part of the Seed Bank International. Thank you for tuning in, Smileys. And available there as well. Coupon code cousin. You can have a chance to win here. And Starline Genetics as well. Thank you, Starline Genetics. And, of course, Trim Bag, dry trimmer. And last but not least, Extreme Gardening with their Azos and Mycos root inoculation. That's right. Anyhow, that's the list of the sponsors. Thank you very much. As usual, if you like what your cousin Nikolai is doing, big thumbs up, comment below, let me know you're out there. All right, guys, signing off. Bye for now. All right, let's go. Let's end this. How do we end this? Let's go here, ending live stream. Thank you, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. I appreciate you. Bye for now. Ending broadcast.